Okay, I'm going to tackle the last problem where we kept getting messages on the screen that we weren't too sure about which um, binary string, whether it was the first one or the second one, whether it was num1 or num2 that we were trying to get. And I'm going to handle that, and really this part is important because it's about passing variables into functions. We call them arguments. And this needs to be known and understood, whereas actually just doing a library, you can get away in your course with not doing libraries. If you did, like I said, it's impressive, but if you don't, then the world isn't lost. So I'm going to open up my library first of all. So recent files, my library.py, and I'm going to change my library to accept a string, and instead of typing out here please enter a binary string, I'm going to use a variable. I can choose any name. I'm just going to choose message, and I'm going to do it in both of them. So I'm going to pass a message to my function. So to do that, to be able to use this message, rather than say message equals something here, I'm going to pass it in to the function inside these parentheses. And I can pass more than one. I can pass quite a lot of values in here, or I can even write the value in there. So I could do that. This is a message. So that is fine. I can pass a string, a literal, or I can pass a variable. So I'm just going to pass one variable. Now at the moment I would get an error in both of them. Let me show you the error. So I've changed it so that I'm passing a variable into both functions, and I'm using that variable instead of a string literal here. So really I'm going to pass a string literal into my function. So I'm going to save that. Control S. There we go. And I'm back to my main program. I'm going to run my main program. Now I'm going to get an error. And hopefully solving the error is going to make you understand what we've just done. So if I press F5, there we go. It says get for binary string. So it hasn't said get one because it never got that far. Takes exactly one argument, non-given. So what that is saying is that in the get for, let's take a look at the get while, it's the same thing. It says it takes exactly one argument. So I said we need an argument. We need to send something into the function. It's expecting something. But when I called it in my program, I didn't send anything. So 0 given. You will get this error message a lot. So you need to check out or know what it means. So it's expecting 1 because I told it to have 1 and I didn't send anything in. So I could do my string. I can send my message in here. So because it's num1, I will say enter the first binary number. Now that makes a bit more sense than previous. And I would get exactly the same error message if I ran it now. Let's do that just to show. So it will not give me an error on for binary string because now it expects one. It expects, where are we? It's right down here. It expects one item there and we give it 1. Whereas at the moment binary expects 1 and we're not giving it 1 at all in our program, as you can see here. So if I run that, I'm going to get the error message, but this time it's going to be on the binary string. Okay, so enter the first number 1. That's neat. and there we go. And this time it's saying get while binary string takes one argument, none given. So we've got to do exactly the same thing. We've got to give it an argument. This is called the argument. I'm going to paste that in there, and I'm going to give it the suitable message, enter the second binary number. So that's passing variables into functions, which you do need to know. However, they'll probably be in your main program depending on how you write them. I prefer libraries, makes it a lot easier to sort of keep your programs tidy and neat. And once you've programmed something and you're convinced it works, then you don't need to do it again. You just need to store it and use it when you need it. It saves you keep writing programs all the time. So here we go. Let's run my program this time. Let's close this. This. I shouldn't get an error message this time, but I should get some useful messages come on the screen, particularly if I make a mistake. So let's try it. Enter the first binary number. Let's just enter 0. It's still saying enter your first binary number. A. Still saying enter your first binary number. Okay, let's do it. Now it's saying enter your second binary number. A space. Enter the second binary number. A. It's going to keep asking me for that second binary number until I give it a binary number. And there we go. And that is our program completed. One very last thing on this one I want to show you is what happens or why we use libraries and how they can be useful.